A month has passed. For the time being, we decided to stay put in Ganye. Even with their lord toppled, we had a long way to go before the people of Pelegion would be liberated in their hearts and minds. Lenegis hung ominously over our heads. We knew we'd need to deal with it sooner or later. We still had so many questions. The two sovereigns, the Red Woman and the Renaissance, the present and past 300 years ago. Not to mention what happened to Volan's body after his defeat. Still, we were determined to keep fighting. I had my hands full taking care of everything. But in some ways, I was kind of grateful to be so busy.
Are you all right? You looked like you were spacing out there.
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry. You need something?
It's about that citizen's petition. I was coming to talk to you about it.
If I'm being honest, I think the problems of this realm's Danans hit close to home for me.
Oh?
You saw how things were in Menancia? We might have put way too much faith in Dohalim, but at least we could still think independently.
The people of this realm weren't even afforded that much basic dignity.
I don't know what kind of future the people here are going to ultimately choose. But whatever it is they decide, I want to help do my part so they can make that decision of their own free will.
You mean like how the Danans and Renans of Menancia chose to remain committed to coexistence? It'd be nice if this was a step towards that dream.
That's another issue altogether. At the very least, I want to believe all our hard work will pay off in the end.
Yeah. I guess we can only focus on what we can do right now and take it from there.
I'm going to go on ahead. Would you mind talking to Shionne for me? Once you're ready, we'll meet up at the castle entrance like usual. We can talk more there.
Right. Got it. Shionne's been hanging out in the observatory a lot lately. Let's see if she's up there.
Is something going on?
Sounds like it. Kisara wants us all to meet at the castle entrance. Taking in the view again?
Yeah. Looking at the scenery helps take my mind off things.
Like what?
Being a maiden. Whether I really am a descendant of Naori. Those kinds of things.
So, are you mad at me?
For what?
I destroyed the Renaissance. Right as you were about to get rid of your thorns forever.
Why did you destroy it?
When I saw it appear in front of me, It reminded me of what happened back on Lenegis. And the rest was... it was all just a blur. I'm sorry.
It must have been a pretty terrible memory. Besides, we don't know that the Renis Alma actually was destroyed. For all we know, it might have disappeared with that red woman.
If so, then why are
Don't.
you...
It's okay. You brought me back. You got me away from Volron. That's enough for now. Let's get going. We shouldn't keep everyone waiting.
Kisara said she wanted everyone to meet at the castle entrance. Hey, Shionne.
Don't!
Okay.
I'm sorry. But if you come any closer, you'll only end up getting hurt.
Because of your thorns, you mean? Trust me, I've endured...
No, that's not it. You don't understand, Never mind. Sorry, just forget I said anything, okay?
If it isn't your thorns, does that mean there's something else?
It's just... It's nothing, really, okay? So you can stop asking me.
Okay. In that case, I'll see you up ahead, okay?
Oh, it's you two. I suppose that makes me the last one, then.
We better get a move on, or else we'll never hear the end of it from Kisara.
Right you are. A month has passed since we vanquished Volron. I would have thought that the Renins on Lenegis would have made their move by now. Yet they still remain as silent as ever. We have no idea what happened to Volron's body, nor its whereabouts. The Red Woman also has yet to reappear, for that matter. And contrary to what I had heard, when the Renis Alma formed, not 5, but 6 elements were present, with darkness constituting the 6th and final master core. Were either of you aware of this?
You mean about the Renaissance? Of course not.
Same. I had no idea a Darkness Master Core even existed.
What about Shionne's maiden powers?
No. That was the first I learned about that, too. Or anything about having that power.
Me too. I remember thinking the same thing.
What could it all mean, I wonder? There are so many questions with too few answers, particularly when it comes to that Red Woman and her abilities.
Were it any other ability that used astral energy, I'd say it was an astral art. But hers was different.
Speaking of astral energy, we also mustn't forget that while the other Master Cores disappeared when forming the Renaissance, for some reason the Fire Master Core remained. It may well have been the work of your maidenly powers. Alphen, are you still able to wield the blazing sword as before?
For now, at least. That Renaissance sucked most of the energy out of the Fire Master Core, but it still has enough for me to use the sword.
And the sword is safe inside of me for the time being.
Good. At least that's one thing we needn't concern ourselves over.
You can say that again. We have more than enough to deal with as it is. Let's go.
Hey, wait up!
I heard we are all to meet at the castle entrance.
This is Ganye, who has a problem he needs help with. I was just about to ask him what that problem is.
All right, then. Well, tell us what's on your mind, Ganye.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Where are your rations? Did you not get yours?
I did.
Are they not enough?
No, I have enough.
Then what's the problem?
Alphen, you have to remember, these people aren't used to responding so quickly. Be slow and gentle with him.
Oh, right. I forgot. Sorry about that. So you have your rations, and it's enough food, but there's still something wrong with them. What is it exactly?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I got that part.
Do your rations taste bad?
I don't know.
What's that supposed to mean?
I haven't eaten them, so I don't know how they taste.
Wait, if you're not eating them, then what are you doing with them?
Bringing them into the castle.
What? Why? Wait, back up. Are others doing this? Who told you to bring your rations in?
Everyone in my group is doing it. I don't know who told us to do it. They only said to bring the rations into the castle.
I'm guessing none of us told them to do it, or else we'd know, right?
I was afraid that something like this might happen. The people in this capital are slowly regaining their own wills, but not everybody is getting them back at the same rate.
Are you saying someone who got their will back sooner might be taking rations from other people? If so, that's a serious problem.
Definitely. This is something we can't ignore. We need to investigate the castle.
Magnificent. To think that we could ever amass such a stunning array of den and relics.
What do you think? Not a single piece missing.
Indeed. You and Law were especially diligent in finding them. You both have my gratitude.
So, this means you don't need to become treasure hunters, right?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I mean, that promise you were talking about earlier. You know, with Dohalim?
Oh, you mean the exhibit?
Exhibit?
Yeah. After collecting so many artifacts, we wanted to put them on display for people to see.
Renans have stolen so much Danan history. It feels only right to help revive it. However, the situation has changed. I think we should call off the exhibition.
Huh?
This collection deserves to have a permanent home. In other words, I propose that we open a museum.
Oh, that's a great idea!
I knew that you would agree. The relics seem to boisterously applaud the idea as well.
Not with that again.
Still, that's quite the elaborate plan you two have hatched.
Naturally, I trust that you'll handle the descriptions for each item, Rinwell.
Of course! I've got a lot of research ahead of me.
In that case, we should erect a research lab for your work.
Really? That'd be great, Dohalim!
What kind of research do you think you can do?
More than you can, Fists for Brains. thumbing through piles of books, looking up relic structure and material composition. Maybe even testing how they react to arts. And, if necessary, I could always break them open and see what's inside.
Let's not get carried away here.
I'm just joking, of course. And you know, it'd be great if I could have an assistant. Someone who could run errands for me while I'm busy working.
Huh? Well, you know, I could.
It's good to dream big and all, you guys, but there's something you need to do first.
You're right, of course. There's only one thing we should be concerned with right now, and that is...
Cleaning up.
Yes, ma'am.
It seems like the people here still tend to blindly follow any orders they're given.
It's a reflex that was quite literally beaten into them. Undoing it will take some time.
I know it's not their fault they're like that, but it's still irritating to deal with.
Hey, remind me, just what exactly are we all doing here?
What do you mean? We're helping people, aren't we?
Could have fooled me. Lately it feels like everything we're doing ends up half-baked. We liberated the people of Pelegion, but their hearts and minds are no less under the yoke than the day we found them. As for Volron's cronies, we have no idea where they scampered off to.
You think I don't already know all that? We're doing everything we can, aren't we? We didn't choose to get stuck here. Sometimes you have to play the hand you're dealt. Besides, you've seen all the same things I have. You know as well as I do that deposing the lords alone won't solve all the world's problems.
Rinwell's right. We've gotten this far, haven't we? We can't just leave things unfinished now.
I guess? I mean, I didn't think we'd be singing around the campfire as soon as the wall came down, but still.
The fight isn't over just yet. At least not while Lenegis remains a threat.
I'm just sick of all this waiting. If they're gonna invade, why don't they get a move on already?
Stop that! Don't you think we've got enough problems as it is without you tempting fate? Spot something?
Oh, no. Just wondering if I could see any armored guards.
Armored guards? You mean Volron's soldiers?
The moment we defeated their lord, all those guys bolted out of there. And not just out of the castle either. The city, too. For better or worse, it was the guards who looked after the city's Danans. Without them, making Pelegion half-habitable again has been one big headache.
It's not like they were on their last legs. They could have chosen to stay and fight, but instead they ran away and disappeared without a trace.
But without a lord to follow, they can't have any place to go. Unless... You don't think they went to Lenegis, do you?
It's not completely out of the question. Though I'd say it's more likely they're biding their time somewhere, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike back at us.
The people here in Pelegion are nowhere near ready to defend themselves. Great. Another headache to worry about. Is it just me, or was today's dinner a little low on salt?
I felt that it was seasoned perfectly, so as to bring out the flavor of the ingredients.
Last taste buds are still like a kid's, so if his food isn't rich enough, I bet he doesn't feel like he's eaten anything at all.
Don't make fun of me! We all need salt in order to survive!
He has a point. You do lose stamina if you don't get enough salt in your body.
Yeah, I remember seeing people trying to lick the rocks back in Calaglia.
What? Why would anybody do that?
Sometimes you can find rocks out there that taste salty. They used to say it was because of all the tears we slaves shed.
Most likely, that was actually rock salt that they found. When our provisions ran low, Miguel would often bring some back for us to use. At the time, we used it because it's all we had. But now there's something hearty about rock salt I like. Even more than table salt.
Is it possible, perhaps, to find any rock salt in these parts?
It is. You have to know what you're looking for, but when I find any, I always break some up to refill our supply. The flavor even changes depending on what kind of terrain it comes from. Sometimes I end up collecting more than we need, just in case we like it.
Wow, Kisara's really serious about her salt.
You can always count on Kisara to be earnest. That's why we have to do our part and not add any more to her burden.
search through this whole castle?
Oh, quit grumbling. This sort of stuff's old hat for us by now.
Yeah, you've got a point. But
It's not going to take forever, Law, I promise. Let's just do what we came here to do and get out.
Very well.
Well,
Hey,
Pardon me.
what the hell? Do these guys not realize who we are?
doesn't seem that way. I must think we're just Danans from the town.
Whatever's going on, these are Bull-Run soldiers. Watch yourself.
Eat dirt! Vacuum blade!
Freeze laser!
Incineration wave! Turbine!
Here's the healing! Now!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
The chain between heaven and
Take
earth.
this!
Anything in armor is holding you up.
Okay, here I go!
Yeah.
Hey,
You don't say.
Well...
Well?
how?
Oh, wow!
So then,
I can't believe how quickly you got all those soldiers to obey you, Dohalim.
actually, they were abiding Renan hierarchy. Not me personally.
Well, either way, it solved the problem, and that's what counts.
We've reached our destination.
I've talked to the soldiers and made it clear that they are to remain in line. Things should stay calm for the time being.
I know Renans tend to take authority extremely seriously, but you sure know how to throw your weight around as a former lord.
I only managed to get through to them because Volron's curse is lifting, but not to the extent that they can act independently as of yet. Considering we had other matters to attend to for the past month, we should consider ourselves lucky that nothing occurred during our absence.
But if they do start operating independently again, that's going to cause a whole new set of problems to deal with.
Indeed. Ganye Heros is unlike Menancia. Without intervention, they'll likely revert to oppressing the Danans as they were doing before.
Meaning there's still a lot of work to be done in this realm. Not that there aren't problems among the Danans, too.
Yes. There was no way to avoid the deep-seated conflicts that had festered here. But I just hate that we had to use your position as a lord to solve the situation, Dohalim.
Had I not intervened, yet more blood would have spilled here, and nobody wishes for that.
So, what's going to happen to the Renans here now?
Why do you ask?
We've stripped the soldiers of their armor and locked them up. They can't hurt you guys anymore. I promise.
So they're alive? They're not going to die?
What?
Those people deceived us. They did terrible, terrible things to us. They made us suffer. Long before you guys came along. For years and years and years. It was constant. Never stopped. Not even for a day. So many people died. Our parents, our children, our friends. They all died. They were murdered, and it was the Renans! The Renans were the ones who did it! They killed us! Why do they get to live after so many of us have died? The bastards should die! Every last one of them!
I know how you feel, Ganye. I used to be a slave, and I hated the Renans just like you. I took up the blazing sword to bring them down. But along the way, I've met many people and seen many things. People refusing the hand life dealt them. People who have lost loved ones, but are still trying to make this world a better place. People driven by hate who stopped before it was too late. And those who couldn't and paid with their lives. And I fought plenty of people who were all too happy to make others suffer. Believe me. But after a while, I came to realize that it's not the Renans who are our true enemies.
Then what the hell are we fighting if it's not them?
We're fighting against anyone who tries to take what doesn't belong to them.
But that's what these Renans are doing! How is that any different?
Because I judge everyone by their own actions. That goes for Danans too. Because at the end of the day, at the root of all evils committed is an individual who committed them.
You're right, Alphen. It seems like people are either blaming an entire race for one individual's sins, or an individual for everyone else's mistakes. But all that does is add more hate in a world that's already full of it. I want to help create a society where people can finally stop suffering and move beyond their pain. But if we try to do that with more violence, then we'll just end up right back where we started in the first place.
All right. Have it your way. I can't argue with the folks that helped us get back our ability to think and speak freely again.
Is that to say you trust us then?
I don't trust the Renans as far as I can throw them. I trust you guys because of who you are and what you've done.
Fair enough. We won't let you down, Ganye.
What's the matter, Kisara? Is something wrong?
Oh, no, nothing. It's fine, really. I'm just a bit worried about what'll happen to all these folks.
Right. It'll take time before they start thinking for themselves again.
Indeed, that is part of it. However, what I'm even more worried about is what will happen to them after that. What do you think they're going to want once they realize how cruel Volron was to them?
Probably revenge.
What happened to Ganye Heros is the worst form of oppression we've seen. But treated cruelly or kindly, slaves will rise up.
Lenegis aside, there are still remnants of Renan supremacists scattered throughout Dana.
You mean all that trouble we went through to get rid of the Lords might just lead to more violence? That's the last thing I want to see happen.
Of course not. And if we don't do something to prevent it all from starting up again, there could be even more bloodshed for us to regret. There's still a lot we don't know about the Renan rulers. Whatever the face of truth behind their veil, it's on us to put a stop to them. But there is one thing that's clear. Whatever we do to finally end it, our motives can't be getting back at the Renans, or it'll all be for nothing.
So, what exactly is it that you're saying? That we should just act as if nothing happened?
Law's right. We can't expect everyone to just forget all the pain they've endured up until now. Not so easily, at least.
But we have to at least try to change course. We can't just keep allowing history to repeat itself like this.
Exactly. Look, I won't deny that between the crown contest and 300 years of oppression, there's a lot of bad blood between the Danans and the Renans. But all these problems are just too big for us to try to carry the burden on our own. We'll keep doing our part in the interim, but we need to take this one battle at a time.
Glad that work's taken care of.
I don't think we're done just yet. I want you all to stick around a little longer. There might still be people who need our help.
When you think about it, Thinking for yourself can be a heavy responsibility at times.
Yeah, it's not like your mind will only ever think about good, happy things for one.
Maybe so. But I'll still take that burden over living life as a puppet serving others. That's why I want to do everything I can to help these people.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle? Hoo hoo hoo. Hoo. Hoo hoo hoo. Hoo. Maybe something's going on in the forest. Oh?
What?
Yes!
Just great. What?
What?
Yes! Yes!
Nice.
Sorry.
Yes.
Just great.
White, soft, and fluffy items. Is that description supposed to be figurative or literal?
Let's check anything in the area that looks edible. Hey, if we find anyone who needs help here...
Well... Hey! Got it!
Where are you going?
Since when do I need your permission to move around?
I wasn't saying that you do. Though I'm not sure why you're biting my head off about it either.
Oh, that's so typical of you. How can you be so relaxed about all this? At this very moment, the enemy is doing who knows what behind the scenes. And yet we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs in Ganye Heros.
I know that. But our hands are tied right now. What do you want me to do? And what's gotten into you anyway? Is there something you want to say to me, Shionne?
Look, you're right. Forget I said anything.
If I said something to hurt you, I'm sorry. But I honestly don't know what I said to upset you so much. I really wish you would tell me.
You don't need to apologize. You didn't say anything. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. Not really.
Then why?
Please just drop it. I don't want to talk about it.
All right. If that's what you want, I won't push any further.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Just don't be too hard on yourself, okay?
I feel like somebody's watching us.
Maybe there's some... Huh?
Well... Yeah.
No way.
Huh? Got it! Boomy! Boomy!
Heck? Are you stuck on that too?
No, really. I kinda see where they're coming from.
Are you okay? Oh.
Seriously?
Well...
Well...
Huh? Huh?
That's just...
I guess...
Yeah. Law.
Yeah!
Oh?
Oh, wow! All right! I wasn't expecting to thank you for that.
Maybe socializing with people is helping to jog his memory, bit by bit. You did good, Law.
Thanks.
No way! Alright. Having to inform a mother her son died isn't an easy thing to do.
But if not us, then who? That's why we have to find her.
Sorry.
Yes.
Alright.
How can she think of putting her son to rest as work?
Because that's the way people were made to think about every aspect of their lives.
I know she doesn't mean anything bad by it. I know that, but
It looks like she went out of town to take care of her son's body.
That's a little concerning. There's Zeugles roaming around out there. We should follow after her.
That was quite the little...
Adventure. We went on. Did we really just spend that much money?
we did a lot today, didn't we, Hoodle?
This is a true masterpiece, no less than culinary art.
Shionne, could we talk a moment?
Hey, do you have time to talk? There's something I need to ask you.
Of course. What's up?
It's about the doll I used to have as a little girl. I gave it some more thought, and I still don't remember actually receiving it from anyone.
You were so little. I don't think it's that surprising you've forgotten, is it?
Yeah, but here's the thing. That doll was so old, I'm starting to think I just always had it with me from the start. I know that it's extremely unlikely, but after last time we talked, it got me thinking. Maybe you brought the doll that child made with you to Lenegis.
I couldn't be.
Are you saying you didn't? Look, logically speaking, I know it's a lot more likely that you didn't bring it with you than you did. But you can't say for sure you didn't, right? Crazier things have happened. I always thought I'd be alone, only to end up meeting you, and Law, and Rinwell, and Kisara, and Dohalim. Sometimes things happen in life that we never thought possible.
You make a good point. I left everyone and everything I knew behind 300 years ago. But now, I'm not so alone anymore.
Exactly. You crossed all those centuries to find all of us, so...
Why can't a little doll have made the same jump too?
Right? Look, it's up to you to decide if there's any meaning behind all of this. But I choose to think there is.
Yeah, I think so too. There's something beautiful about the whole thing that simply can't be denied.
I'm looking forward to breakfast. Did you get enough sleep? Yes.
What? I'm afraid not.
I'm sorry.
Rinwell.
Huh?
Good.
Right.
That little speech you gave back there was pretty impressive, Alphen.
If you call letting your emotions get the better of you impressive, sure.
It made them stop fighting with each other, right? However you managed it, you knocked some sense into Rinwell and Dohalim, and that mother.
Yeah. I can see my decision to travel with you was well made.
Something's eating at you again, huh?
I don't know if I would say that. I mean... Actually, I guess I do have one or two things on my mind. My people, we lived in hiding, so we never really experienced the full extent of Renan oppression. Not directly, anyway. After Almadria killed my mother and father, though, I guess that's when I started hating them so much. The Renans, I mean. But then I think of all those people who were born into slavery. The ones who never even got angry in the first place because it was all they ever knew.
I hear you. Every city we've been to, it's the resistance that gets labeled the troublemakers for having the guts to do the right thing.
When it comes down to it, sometimes I wonder which of us really has the better way.
You can't let your anger eat away at you, Rinwell. But then again, losing your parents that way... Hell, who could really blame you for it if you did? I guess what I'm trying to say is... sorry. Hell, it's hard putting this stuff into words.
No, I get it. You're saying that grief and anger are different than hatred. I never thought of it like that. But hearing you say it, it makes sense. Thanks, La.
You're welcome?
Gotta break through! Here I come! I'll take you all on! I'll display inside with yours to be let free! Dragon Swarm!
Your wings won't save you from me!
Excellent technique. How are your weapons holding up? That's not to give me any idea.
As impressive as always. Now!
Here I hope that will complete.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Now! You're mine! Through escape! Dragon Swarm! Sorbet Alpha!
You must be tired of killing me.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
That extra training paid off.
Is the blazing sword okay?
A little water's not going to hurt it.
Think we can take that thing?
No way. Forget about it.
Brace yourself! This one's coming! Be still!
It's a duel of the eye!
Take this!
By the power of water!
You got flyers!
I got this! Let a marksman handle it! Thanks for the healing.
Okay?
Yeah, you too.
Be still!
What would I do without the power of flame?
It's in the sky! Holy land!
You're mine! Swallow blade! Strike!
Please now!
Dragon form! No further!
By the power of water!
Now!
Leave the enemies, take it down!
Radiant light! No place here!
Lunar corruption!
Damn it! Eat dirt!
Gemini Aqua!
Okay, here I go!
Into the
Try
shadow!
this! Everlasting dust!
Explosive
ray! Soaring blast!
Gemini, there you go! Don't let up!
I'll smash you!
Illuminate the dust! Come forth, holy glimmer!
Wide open! It won't escape me!
You're mine! Heaven and earth!
Swallow blade! Take this! Bomb turret! Pile driver!
Annihilation!
No further!
Here! By the power of flame!
Soaring light spear!
Without a trace! Denied! Here I come!
Heal my
Not on sidewalk!
lightning thrust! Rising light!
Gravitas field! Holy land!
Sonic thrust!
Explosive charge!
You picked the wrong fight!
Don't suffer in silence!
Great!
Now
or never! Soaring blast! Eagle
It
ray!
looks like you got this one covered! It's weakened!
This ends now! Lightning thrust! I can carve through armor!
By the power of flames!
It's on! Slice! Try harder! Not a chance! I'm not done! Soaring light spear!
Ready to go! Shining
You're
supernova!
mine!
Photon illuminate
Soaring
the
light
dark!
spear!
Come forth, holy glimmer!
take it?
Holy
Feeling
land!
gale!
Chain between heaven and earth!
I'm not done!
A
Eat dirt!
whirling banshee of lightning!
Back to
Here!
the blade!
Arc field!
Spirits within the
Lifting
soil!
away.
Awaken and wreak havoc!
Hit!
Dragon form! Sword blade out! Thrilling performance!
Not in your dreams!
There!
Far
No
beyond
further!
the darkest
Vacuum
stars,
blade!
I call upon thee!
this! I'm not done!
Now you see what I can do!
Dragon form!
Now for something
The flame inside me!
Better if you don't shut up!
Can you take it?
Here's evil!
Eagle ray!
Lights away!
Strike!
Here's a healing
Dragon form! I owe you one!
Up and in! Let's go! Lightning is done! Thunder blade! Magic is wall! Holy
Try
land!
harder! Eagle ray!
Healing circle!
Soaring light spear! Thunderous devastation!
The waters of your
Soaring
healing!
light spear!
Ready and raring!
Shine!
Radiant light! Force of
Regeneration! I can do this all day!
Don't stop! Take this!
Thank you, Dohalim.
I only did what any other would. Forgive me.
I think you're nicer than you let on.
No further! Be still!
Water Astral!
Resonate with the earth! My turn! Eating you apart! Dragon form! This will be mine!
Wind Astral energy!
Explosive ring!
Spirits within the
Burn it down!
Let the mark
Dragon form! I can carve through armor! Try this!
Radiant launch! Not in your dreams! Arc field!
Air pressure! Dragon form!
Air thrust! I can do this all day!
Swallow blade! It's on!
The fluidity of your movements are simply incredible.
Don't get caught!
Right. Still anyone's fight.
This one's mine!
Burn!
Divide!
Throwing light spear! Slice!
Winds of hand!
Try harder! My turn!
Cyclone!
My turn!
Take this!
Try harder! Not a chance! Now! Now!
This is some punishment.
Stay away from my friend!
A whirling struggle!
Tongue!
Abyss!
Slice! Burn in hell!
A whirling
Dragon
struggle!
form!
Winds of heaven!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Like sparkling stars of light!
Thunder!
Rain down in pure
Vacuum blade! Swallow blade! I'll burn it all! Flaming pillar! Fire!
Armor won't save you!
Here I come!
Denied!
Flaming thrust! Slice! Void blast! Searing gale!
In a bind?
Got it! Now's our chance!
This time! Burn! Dohalim! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, I think that was the last thing I needed to finish my book.
Excellent work, Rinwell. Have you ever thought of publishing it? You should.
Really? Getting to share this with other people would be amazing!
Dohalim's fighting style is... what's the word I'm looking for? Subdued? No...
Do you mean elegant, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the word. For better or worse, you can definitely tell he's cut from posh Renin cloth.
And he's not just skilled with the staff either. He can also use astral arts, including healing ones. I can see how he made it to the position of a lord.
You flatter me. But my fighting techniques merely come from a style that aims to conserve energy by minimizing body movement.
Is that why you wait until the last second before you dodge attacks? To avoid unnecessary movements?
No, I do that to sharpen my senses. I find that doing so is an effective means of drawing out my innermost strength.
Oh yeah, I've noticed you look stronger and strike out with your rod more after you dodge attacks. Guess that's why.
Still, it's a risk. Don't you ever worry you'll dodge at the wrong moment?
Then, it'll be just as well.
Huh?
It's nothing. Let us continue.
I'll see you again tomorrow.
You reading over all the enemies we fought until now?
I am. It's only dawned on me while paging through just how many different kinds we've encountered throughout our travels.
Yeah, we sure have seen a lot of weird-looking ones. Plenty with nasty abilities, too.
And it's all meticulously recorded for us to read and reference. You did a very good job writing it all down for us, Rinwell.
But I couldn't have done it without everyone's help, too.
In a way, I guess that makes this book a memento of everything we've seen and done on this journey.
The insight it provides is truly invaluable. With it, we know exactly how to deal with most any enemy we could possibly meet.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. Once you fight something once, you can rely on your muscle memory in the future.
You may feel so now, but hardly anyone is as experienced as we are. For others, this tome remains highly useful.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember you told me I should publish it when it's complete. Do you really think it's possible to see all my work in print?
When you say publish, you mean making the same book again and again and spreading it all over the place, yeah?
In very, very simple terms, sure.
If that's the case, our next priority should be educating the people of Dana.
Educating? You mean like studying and stuff?
That's right. Especially learning how to read and write. There are still a lot of Danans who aren't fully literate. It'd be a shame to publish all this great information and have no one able to read it.
I mean, I get by with just the absolute basics, so I don't think it's such a big deal.
There's no need to be shy. Visind offers a lot of educational opportunities tailor-made just for Danans like you.
She's right, you know. They'll beat that knowledge into your mind until it becomes second nature to you.
I think I prefer muscle memory.
Hoodle and I couldn't eat another bite.
Keep feeding him like that, and he'll be too heavy to fly soon.
The spray from this waterfall feels so good.
Seriously. Makes the sweat I worked up getting here all worth it.
Don't get too wet now, you two, or else you'll catch a cold.
Trapped in darkness, pierced by light.
I call it the Rindo Special.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright...
I need to be stronger.
All we have to do is get rid of that thing, right?
They've really got us on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds.
Finally. If only we could have Yeah.
No. You did it!
Really?
Yeah.
What's gotten into him?
He says instead of making a Zeugle sign, we should be making a Hoodle sign.
He's feeling threatened by a rival.
Yeah. Seriously?